Welcome to Movie Reedviews. My name's Cody Reed. It's been a while since I did a review, maybe like 3 weeks, but that's because I've been busy. So I finally got to see Bridge of Spies, which actually came out a couple weeks ago, but I thought I'd still review it. And it's directed by Steven Spielberg, the great Spielberg, and it stars Tom Hanks, the great Tom Hanks, along with Mark Rylance, who I don't really know much about, but he was also good in the movie, which we'll talk about. This movie takes place during the Cold War, when the US and the Soviets were not really trusting of each other. They sent spies into each other's countries to gather some intel and try to find out more information about their WMDs. So during the Cold War, this one man, Rudolf Abel, is convicted of being a Soviet spy. They have enough evidence against him, and they're pretty sure he's a Soviet spy. And so everyone in the country really hates him, but he still needs a defense lawyer. So this firm is actually tasked with that, and they assign James Donovan, played by Tom Hanks, to be the defense lawyer for this guy. And he's really like an insurance lawyer, James Donovan, so he's kind of a fish out of water in this scenario. And then Rudolph Abel is this guy, who's not really sure if he's a spy, but all the evidence is against him, and so James Donovan has to defend this guy while everyone else pretty much hates him. And if you've seen the trailers for this movie, you've kind of got some of those plot points from the trailers, but I was surprised to see that those events were really only like the first half of the movie. The second half is about Donovan also trying to protect this American spy who got caught by the Soviets, and he's trying to, negotiate some things, but I'm not going to go too much into that part because it also ties into Rudolph Abel's storyline in the first half. I really like the main two actors, Tom Hanks and Mark Rylance. I think they both do a great job at their roles. Tom Hanks was he was still Tom Hanks, but he played the character with confidence, and how James Donovan really believed how everyone should have a fair trial. Even though everyone else was against this guy, he feels that he should still have that fair trial and be proven that he is a Soviet spy instead of just everyone assuming it. And so Tom Hanks does a great job with that character. Mark Rylance really shows a quiet calmness to the character and all these situations that are happening. He's really calm, and yet, I don't know, just something he put off screen was he seemed like a really good actor. And like I said, Donovan really knows the worth of each individual and how everyone should have a fair trial and each individual is worth it. They need to be, protected or saved, or each individual counts basically. And Tom Hanks does a great job with that character showing that. And he was really likable in the movie too. And so I really like that, how he really stood his ground against all these other parties trying to bullying him into admitting that Rudolph Abel was a Soviet spy, because he doesn't want to admit it, but he stands his ground. And going behind the camera, Spielberg, for the most part, makes a really well-made film. I mean, the cinematography's good, it's shot well, the acting's good, even the writing's really nice. But I just didn't feel all the stakes that I wanted to. And I don't really know what it is. It might be just that the second act kind of dragged out a little bit for me. But I mean, the first hour was really entertaining. But then after all those events happen in the U.S. and he has to go to the, the Soviets side, then it kind of slows down a little bit. And it wasn't as quick-paced, it seemed like, in that first hour. That first hour actually went by really fast, even though it's a 2-hour and 20-minute movie. And the ending was satisfying, but just that, it was probably just the middle part, just kind of dragged out a little too much for me, and it kind of lowered the stakes. I didn't see much of the stakes going on. If you're still deciding whether to see it, if you haven't already, even though it's been out for a couple weeks now, I mean, there's 1 or 2 action scenes, and I pretty much knew that going in. I knew there wouldn't really be a lot, but just know that, if you don't already, that it's more tactics, discussions, negotiation, but it's also a Cold War drama. So if you really like those kind of things, those kind of dramas, then you'll really like this movie. But just expect that some parts might drag out a little bit too long, and it's more of a drama, not really much action. So after the movie, I thought about it a little while, and I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I feel like that's decent. It's a nice, solid, well-made film, but I just didn't feel all of the stakes, and some of the parts of the story were just kind of meh to me, while others were wow, I'm really invested in this. And I mean, I think the acting's really good, and it was shot well and everything, but I think it had the potential to be great, and it was just a nice, solid, well-made film. It was good to see a movie again. It's been a few weeks, so let me know what you thought of this review and leave some comments below, like this video, share it with others, and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then lastly, send me some emails too at moviereedviews@gmail.com. It's always welcome. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Hello, Sean Connery here. I've played many spies in my day, but you'll never prove it. But you can prove that I've been with all the ladies. They love Sean Connery. Anyways, this movie gets 4 out of 7 martinis.